Hey everyone, Sam at Wyvern Kodiak, and I wanted to introduce myself properly. I am the lead designer and co-founder of Wyvern Kodiak Designs. Now, most of you may know me as a content creator with my business partner, Chris, but the reality is we own a knife company, and this is our first knife release. This is the Grakkis. You may have seen some short videos on some quick overviews of this knife, as well as some reviews of people checking it out while we were in Blade Show, Texas. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to do a full-length video review, let everybody see this in far closer detail. Here's some explanations on the knife, the design ideas behind it, some of the changes that are going to be happening, things like that. So I hope you all enjoy. If you aren't, subscribe to the channel, check it out. Stay informed on this and all other Wyvern Kodiak things that are coming down the pipe very quickly. Anyhow, let's get into it. So this is the Grakkis. This has beautiful diagonal milled titanium scales on here, Damascus pivot collar. It has just about a half length titanium backspacer, which does wrap around. A milled titanium pocket clip, which we will do a full review on in a few minutes, but it is, as you can see, deep carry. And we've done the lock bar relief cut on the inside here to eliminate any sort of interruptions or interfacing with the pocket clip. And we've also done a little bit of a flat spot underneath the pocket clip there to make sure that it goes in and out of the pocket completely smooth. So this is a fantastic pocket clip on it, and I hope everybody feels the same, because everybody that has tried it out so far really likes it. So let's open this up. So this is where the mystery begins, right? What do we call this knife? Well, here's the thing. I didn't really pick it from a blade shape. I picked it for use. So yes, it has kind of a nest muck and a sheep's foot. And yes, it has a leaf-shaped blade on it too. Now this one happens to be the stone wash finish. We'll go over the finishes that we're going to be offering in a few minutes. But this one happens to be a stone wash with a polished stone wash blade on it. The blade is going to be in Vanex. It will be a great super steel on this blade, a nice beautiful hollow grind, and it is 4 millimeters thick. So it is going to be a very thick blade, but it will be extremely slicey when we're all done. So as we talk about this, I want to make sure that everybody realizes that these are OEM'd overseas from Bestech. So we designed this, we've hired Bestech to OEM this. They are one of the best OEM manufacturers in the world, and they have done an outstanding job on the first prototypes here. So we wanted to make sure that everybody just understood the backstory here a little bit. Specs on this knife here. Let's move these out of the way. Specs on this knife here. We have 8.15 inches overall. It comes with a 3.43 inch blade. The handle on it is 4.7 inches. It is Vanex steel, as I had mentioned before. And I'm going to do some size comparisons against some other knives that are premium knives that you, I'm sure, are familiar with, and hopefully you've handled before, so it'll give you a general idea of what you're looking at size-wise. So this is the Bestech Taipan, and you can see here that it is a comparable sized knife. The Grakkis is slightly larger, probably 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch larger. You have a Kunwu Excalibur. So you're looking at pretty much the same. Well, let me scooch that up a little bit here. you're looking at about the same size knife. Maybe a difference of less than 1/8 of an inch somewhere, but extremely comparable in size. So you're very, very close on that. And then we'll open up a tactile knife rock wall, which you can see is probably an inch, maybe shorter. I didn't even realize it was that short, so quite a bit shorter there. And then how about a EMP EDC Nimble X? So looking at that, again, probably about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch smaller than the Grakkis. So the Grakkis is a full-size knife, but it does not carry like it is enormous. And what do I mean by that? Well, this was designed for comfort. The ergos in hand are meant for big hands like mine, but small hands too. You can choke back, you can choke forward. You have this large finger choil that you can get up here and choke up and really get to work. If you really need to, you can get your thumb way out here and get some real serious power cutting going. On top of that is, look at this jimping. It is a mile worth of jimping on this knife, and it's great jimping. Beautiful, sharp jimping. It's the type of jimping that locks you in place. You're going no place on this, okay? So wet conditions, things like that. This knife was designed with the idea that it needs to work. It is built to work. What it's going to do is everything really, really well. Now, the milling on this thing, just so you know, you can hear it. It is not super deep milling. It's not milling like it is here on the Taipan, but it's not super micro milling like you see here on the tactile rock wall here. It is somewhere right in the middle, which is really nice because it's actually functional and gives you great grip without being something that's going to wind up creating a hot spot on your hand or anything like that. Now, many people asked initially, hey, are you going to be contouring these? Well, we thought about it, but here's the thing. Once we got these in our hands, we realized that these are so super comfortable as is, that why are we going to fix what's not broke? Yes, they're flat scales, but I assure you that these are super, super comfortable, and they're designed to be just like that. Sure, we've rounded the edges and softened the corners. There's no pinch points and there's no hot spots or anything like that on this knife. It's fantastic. It truly is. And yes, I am biased. I designed the knife, but I will say this. I'm also honest. I won't put a subpar product out to anybody. My name, my reputation, Chris's name and his reputation, our financials are all at risk here. Okay, I put out a crappy knife, you don't want to buy it. I understand. So we're putting this out because we stand behind it, because we believe in what we've put out here is a great product, is a fantastic knife that will do a whole lot of really great jobs at an exceptional rate and a premium build. So anyhow, wanted to highlight something else. This weighs 5 ounces. So it is not super light, but it's 4 millimeters thick Vanix. It's titanium, and it is certainly not super heavy. There's your balance. It's just behind the pivot. So the back spacer and the heavy blade have offset each other here in a manner that makes this knife beautifully balanced. It's wonderful. It does not feel front heavy. It does not feel tail heavy. It feels like it is meant to go to work in your hand. So let's talk about the action on this knife. Well, it drops shut. It really, really drops shut. It is an absolute guillotine if you allow it to be. So you don't need a shake for the most part. There's a couple of them that probably need some tuning, but it is beautiful. It is hydraulic. It is comfortable. The deployment methods, so you can thumb flick this thing wonderfully. You can reverse flick it. If you have a little bit of trouble with a heavy blade, we've made it an elongated hole so you can get a little bit lower there and get the fulcrum angle from the pivot and make this thing fly open without a problem. Extremely, extremely easy to deploy and extremely easy to close. Lock bar access on this, we will get to it. It has adequate lock bar access, as you can see right there. So just close it and good to go. But we'll get into some things that are going to be changing in a few minutes. I do want to show everybody the pocket clip. So we're going to pull out our handy dandy test pants. As I say on my other videos, nobody gets a free pass. That includes myself in this sense. I complain about pocket clips. I test pocket clips on every one of our review videos. It's only fair that I test my own. For those of you new to the channel, these are medium thickness jeans. I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to put it in the pocket, see how easy the pocket clip slides into the pocket, how well that pocket clip retains itself in the pocket, and then how easy it is to slide out of the pocket. I'll also see whether or not there are going to be any long-term damage or fraying to the edges or seams of the pocket. So let's get started, should we? So we're in position here, okay, sliding in very nicely. Beautiful deep carry. Knife basically disappears in your pocket. Retention on this pocket clip is outstanding. As you can see here, I'm holding from the sides here so that you don't think I'm holding or pinching the pocket clip. Okay, it stays in place wonderfully. Okay, sliding out is just as easy as sliding in, and there's absolutely no fraying, no edges or anything that are gonna pop seams or anything like that on here. It is an outstanding pocket clip. It was designed with that in mind, and Chris and I really wanted to focus on the pocket clip because we have had so many knives where we love the knife and hate the clip and we just don't carry it. And I don't want that to happen with our knives. So Chris and I really focused on what we can do to make this better. And I think we succeeded with flying colors. So our pocket clips are outstanding and we are darn proud of them. Let's talk a little bit about our final finishes that are going to be available. Well, this is going to be one of them, the full stone wash. We are going to do a anodized with a beautiful belt satin. This is called Blur Pinkle. This was supposed to be Blurple. It came out pink, and well, Blur Pinkle was born. So Blur Pinkle is what it is. We're also going to be doing a full DLC, handle and blade DLC, all hardware DLC. Everything is going to be black with the exception of this pivot collar. Nice little pop of color, just to kind of change the patterns up a little bit here. But other than that, this knife is going to be full DLC. So absolutely stunner. And yes, it's going to be a belt satin DLC, as you can see here. Beautiful job that they did on this blade. We're really proud of this one, excited about this one. So really like that. Now I said there's going to be 4 options. So there one other option that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having this handle with this blade. So we will have a stonewash handle with a belt satin blade. So if anybody wants a more plain Jane with a slight bit of shine, there you go. That will be it. So this is the Grakkis lineup, and I hope you all really are excited about it as I am, because I can tell you that Chris and I are very proud of this knife, but there are a few things that we want to make better. There's always a few things that we want to make better. So let's talk about those, okay? So first and foremost is on this knife, this lock bar access with a slight chamfer right here, a little bit more than what you have right in here now. If we can open that up slightly, the lock bar access on this will be that much better. I can assure you of that, and it would literally be a perfect lock bar access. We know that it is good now, it can be great. And so that is what we're going to do. Another thing we want to do is we want to extend the jimping out right here, just onto the spine of the handles. And the reason why is because right here, you just don't get the bite from the jimping until you actually get past the scales. But for those of you that choke back on your knife and you put your thumb here, I want you to be able to have a good sharp spot to land on as well. So we're going to put some texturing right here and right here on that handle, just so that it gives you a little bit of bite to hold on to for those of you that have either smaller hands or that prefer to choke back on your knife a little bit like this. So that is another change that we intend to make. Third change is we're going to try and eliminate some of this hardware. I think we can do an internal barrel stop pin over here. So this will still exist right there on the stop pin. It just will be inserted into the sides of the scales and won't need the screws from the outside. So if we can do that, that will clean up the face of here. And then I'm thinking about taking this screw away here or this screw away here and leaving just 2 of the screws in the tail. And that will again eliminate a little bit of hardware here, which will clean up the look just a little bit. And I think that it would make this a more aesthetically appealing look without having 4 screws plus a pivot on each side to look at. So that's another change that we're doing. Then the final change that we really want to get done, and we've already ordered the blades on this, is we're going to bring this grind line up. You can see here that the grind line ends here. We're going to bring it to just underneath the blade hole here, and we're going to bring it up this way a little bit. What that's going to enable us to do is get super thin behind the edge, because we're going to be able to get even deeper on this hollow grind than where we're already at. So if we can get this just a bit higher here, get so much deeper, this is going to get ultra thin behind the edge, and we're going to get an absolutely vicious slicey knife. And we're really excited about that. We should have those blades in a few weeks, and when we do, we'll be doing a thorough testing on them. But we anticipate some great results from that. And that is the other, or I should say the last change that we anticipate doing on this knife. So those are the changes that we made. Those are the finishes that we intend to do. And this is the Wyvern Kodiak Designs Grakkis. We anticipate this to be released sometime late summer, early fall 2026. This is a Bestech OEM knife, and I hope everybody really enjoyed this knife. I hope everybody is excited as we are. I think that this came out fantastic. We couldn't be prouder of what we've put into this knife, and the action and the comfort and everything about this knife really shines. Look at some of the reviews from Blade Show, Texas, of the people that handled this knife. And the one common thing that I could tell you that they all said was that the action is smooth and that it was super ergonomically comfortable. So mission accomplished on all of those things. We can't wait to get these in people's hands. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you aren't, and go to our website, wyvernkodiak.com. Sign up for the newsletter so that you stay informed all things Wyvern Kodiak, including the drops and updates on this knife, the Grakkis. And follow us on Instagram, Wyvern Kodiak on Instagram as well. Appreciate everybody's time. I hope you enjoyed this video and you all have a fantastic day.